So, I have a question for you,
Yes.
Egypt LaBeija. Tell me about your name.
Okay, so my name Egypt, that's my last name, actually. It's my last name.
I was a person that spelled Egypt with one T until, this is the beauty of Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. You can look anyone up.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my God, she spells it with two T's, so I fixed it.
Yes. And you know, the thing is that, because I am the overall godmother of the House of LaBeija, so I am Egypt LaBeija.
Which reminds me, I have a question. I want to know all about, I know a little bit, but I want to hear from you about the House of LaBeija, when the House of LaBeija came to be. You did the boat balls, right?
Yes, I did. So the thing is, the House of LaBeija is the first house that threw a ball. Because the House of LaBeija,
this is huge.
All ballrooms started. So when people watch that show Pose and all these shows, Madonna with her Vogue video, everything came from the House of LaBeija because of the first ball.
Amazing. That is like such an incredible piece of business. Now, in the film Paris is Burning,
Yes.
tell me about your connection with Paris is Burning.
So I was actually filmed
Wow.
at one point, but I declined to sign the release form.
Ooh,
Because-
a problematic performer. Tell me
well, because
why.
the thing is, the money wasn't right for me.
Of course.
And I said, you know what? I was told through a lawyer and everyone else, don't sign it.
Yeah, they'll use it to
Because
death.
They used it to death.
And they weren't compensating you to use it to death.
No, they weren't. And the thing is, they made millions off the movie and
Right.
they were paying chicken fee.
Yeah.
So I said no. There's a lot of things that came about when Paris is Burning. It showed how ballroom started and why it came about. And it came about, and a lot of things that people do not realize is ballroom actually started because of pageants.
Ah, interesting.
It started because of pageants. There was one of the founders, Crystal LaBeija. She was being discriminated against in the pageant system.
Amazing history.
So she walked out, but at a big pageant, she walked off the stage into the audience and said, "I'm not doing this."
So she made an intense statement.
She made a statement, which is in a movie called The Queen.
Ah. Where can we get this movie?
It's a documentary. You can pull it up called The Queen.
Okay.
The documentary called The Queen. And when you see her walk off the stage, you know exactly who she is. And because of that, her and Pepper and Lottie came together and they said, you know, let's do something. So it was originally just the trans girls who were different houses. And it was just like, they were like pageants, but they called it a ball.
But it was a ball.
And then it became bigger and bigger and bigger.
And how did it, so one of the things that I remember, and I hate hearing Paris is Burning was exploiting the people in it. That is the downside. The upside was, I knew about it, but people like me really got to see it when the film, of course, played everywhere. But in that film, one of the things that stuck out in my mind was the fantasy, because you had all these different categories. The category could be schoolgirl, businessman, or whatever. And that was one of the coolest things to me, right? That it allowed people to achieve a category that they might never be in.
Well, and that's the best thing about a ball is that it's a fantasy world.
It's a fantasy
It's a
world.
fantasy
We're
world.
all about fantasy
Because
here.
the thing is, and you know, don't get me wrong, there are some categories that people actually live their life like that. When you have body, you have sex siren. People live working on their bodies.
Right.
They're working on being sexy. We actually have models that do runway. So we have real designers that do design with life. So it's a fantasy, but / reality at the same time. Because now don't get me wrong, there's some categories like who is going to walk around looking like that every day?
Right.
You know, so it's something.
Come on, Lee Bowery. Okay, you're bringing that up. Look at someone like Lee Bowery. He did.
Yeah,
Lee Bowery totally did.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, there are some people who take it to the next level, and that's the best thing about ballroom.
Love it.
Because there are no limits. The only rule is come and bring your best.
Right.
And that's the best part about it. And, you know, it's a competition with There are so many houses I can't even name.
I know there are, so many.
There are like at least 500 houses in total.
Wow.
Throughout the world, because ballroom is no longer, it's just not in the United States, it is in Paris.
No, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Right.
A lot of houses have chapters in different countries.
Right.
We have chapters in Mexico, we have a chapter in
I love
Milan, we have a chapter...
All the cool cities.
Yes, so we have chapters over there. And it's good because it shows the world we are somebody. And we are making a difference.
Right.
No matter what you do or say, we are going to stand out.
I hear you on that one, okay? And to me, now more than ever, the fact that you said this, it's really living your realness, right?
Yes.
You're living your realness, but we're also coming up upon Trans Day of Visibility.
Yes, which is on March 31st.
Yes.
Which is actually tomorrow.
Yeah, it is tomorrow. And why do we have to have a Trans Day of Visibility? I mean, I know the answer to that.
Right.
You know that I know
So
it.
we're
But
going to tell you guys the answer.
yeah, why
So
do we have to have this?
Trans Day of Visibility is really important because it shows our visibility that we are human beings. We have rights. We need to be heard. And there are so many things that the government and just people in general are not getting. So we picked this day to shout out all the things that we need you guys to know about trans people.
But I am right there with you, and honestly, now more than ever, I'm not getting political on pandemic cooking, I promise, but they did recently pass this horrible bill in Arkansas about athletes that are trans not being able to participate in sports. And if, for those of you that follow the news, there's been a lot of anti-trans bills out there. So it is up to each and every one of us to say, this is not okay.
You know, and the thing is this, people don't realize trans people, they're human. They're just like everyone else.
Right.
When we get up in the morning, we wash our face and brush our teeth, put one leg at a time inside your pants.
Thank you.
So, this is why Trans Day of Visibility is really important. Because it's showing you that we are here and we're not going nowhere.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, so it's been so great having you here today.
Yes, it's been wonderful.
I want to show everything that we made to our audience here.
Yes.
Let's just do this. And I'm going to fix that up a little bit.
Okay.
I've learned a lot about food presentation. Okay, I have the collard greens.
And I have the ham.
And Egypt has the ham. Okay, the perfect Easter dish. How many people does that ham serve?
This will serve about 8 people.
Okay, and honest to God, 8 people is perfect these days, right? We're
Yes,
all
it
supposed
is.
to be keeping everything small, keeping everything safe, and collard greens, this wonderful ham. Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Stay safe. Tune in. Go to Egypt LaBeja's page on Facebook, because that's the only way you find out about a lot of what she does.
Yes.
As I have found out. Every now and then, I'll get something through Messenger.
Yes.
But sometimes I don't get something through Messenger.
And I'm going to also start doing more on my Instagram, because it seems like Instagram
Perfect.
is doing more than Facebook these days.
Yeah.
So you can follow me on Instagram, which is e.labeja.
Oh, okay. E.labeja on Instagram. And on Facebook, Egypt LaBeja, 2 T's.
2 T's.
Anything else we need to know about you?
Just support. Everything that I do is for a cause.
Yes.
I love what I do. I love when people can be helped by any and everything I do.
And I love you for everything that you're doing. Thank you, Egypt. And
Thank you.
Thank you, audience.
Yes.